Listen, I wish I had never gone to Black Hollow Manor. I don't know how else to say it, but I regret it every single day. I should have listened to the warnings. It's been months, but I still feel it, like something's behind me, always watching, waiting. At first, I thought it was all just stories, rumors. You know, the usual ghost stuff people talk about. But I was a journalist, practical, grounded. I didn't believe in any of that. But something happened there. Something I can't explain. Something terrifying. Let me tell you about it. Black Hollow Manor, deep in the mountains. So far away from anyone, it's like it's forgotten by the world. And that place, it had a reputation. The locals, they barely talked about it. But when they did, you could feel it, like they were scared to even say its name. Everyone knew the rumors, that the place was cursed, that it was haunted, that the souls of the people who'd stayed there never left. I didn't believe any of that until that night. I got there in the evening, right when the sky was heavy with clouds. There was this feeling, this weight in the air. But I shrugged it off. I was just there to do a story. It was supposed to be easy, just another creepy place to check off my list. I didn't know I was already in way over my head. After dinner, I decided to look around. The halls were empty, and every step I took, it was like my footsteps were echoing from way too far away. The place felt stale, like it hadn't been touched in years. The silence was suffocating, and not the peaceful kind. It was the kind of silence that makes you feel like you're not alone. Then I found it, this old staircase, twisted and creaky, like it had been hiding secrets for years. I swear it felt alive, like it was watching me. I stood there, trying to get a good shot for my article. The camera clicked. The flash lit up the shadows around the stairs, and that's when I saw it. At the top, a figure, so faint. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but no, it wasn't a trick. It was standing there, watching me. I didn't think much of it. Probably just the lighting, right? So I kept going, but something was off. I could feel it, like the air around me was getting thicker, heavier, like the house itself was closing in. When I looked at the photo later, my heart dropped. There it was, the figure. But it wasn't just some blurry shape anymore. The more I looked at it, the clearer it became. It had a face, and those eyes, hollow, empty eyes. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't human. I felt like I was gonna throw up, like something was draining me. My body felt heavy, and I had to stumble to the bathroom. But with every step, the walls, they felt like they were closing in. I thought I was gonna pass out. I needed to get out of there, so I packed up, left the manor, and drove back home as fast as I could. But it didn't stop. That figure, it was in my head. It wouldn't leave. When I got back to my apartment, I thought it'd be funny. You know, post the photo online like, did I capture a ghost? Typical stuff, just for a laugh. But the comments, they weren't what I expected. Some people said it was a trick of the light, but others, they said it was real. that the spirit was stuck in that manner, feeding off the living. At first, I just laughed it off. But then, things started happening. The figure started showing up, not just in photos, but in real life. First, it was just this shadow out of the corner of my eye. Then it got worse. I'd see it in mirrors, in the windows, lurking in the corners of my apartment. And the worst part, it was like it was following me, hunting me. And then the nightmares started. Every night, I was back at that manor, standing at the bottom of the staircase, and there it was, the figure. But this time, it wasn't just a shadow. It was real, solid. I could hear its breathing, feel its presence. Its eyes were locked on mine, and every time, it whispered, in a voice like broken glass, "You should have stayed away." I tried everything. I went to a paranormal investigator. He told me some spirits don't just haunt places, they feed. They latch onto you, drain you dry, until they're strong enough to show themselves. He warned me, once it has its grip on you, it doesn't let go. The more I thought about it, the more I realized I wasn't supposed to leave. I thought if I went back, maybe I could return the photo, do something. But when I got there, the doors were locked. No one would talk about it. It was like the place had never even existed. I haven't seen the figure in a while, but I feel it, watching, waiting. I know it's still out there, and I know sooner or later, it's gonna come for me again.
You should have stayed away.
And now, it's too late for me.